birds ignite.
Chapter 1. Goldina Lockland. In the quaint village of Willowbrook, where the air was thick with the scent of freshly baked dreams and mischief danced on the breeze, there lived a girl with hair spun from the sun's own rays. Her name was Goldina Lockland, but everyone simply called her Goldie, a name as sweet as honey and as misleading as a wolf in a frock. Goldina was a sight to behold. Her hair cascaded down her back like a waterfall of golden silk, shimmering brighter than the stars on a cloudless night. Her eyes, the colour of a summer sky, twinkled with the mischief of 1,000 fireflies. But beneath this glittering exterior lay a heart as tangled as the roots of an ancient oak and twice as stubborn. She strutted through life with the grace of a cat that knew every spotlight was meant for her. Her smile could melt butter, and her laughter, though as musical as a babbling brook, often masked the sound of her own self-satisfaction. She was the kind of girl who believed mirrors were invented solely for her reflection. On this particular morning, Goldina awoke with the sun peeking through her window, tickling her awake with golden fingers. She stretched luxuriously, much like a queen surveying her kingdom. Her room was a masterpiece of chaos, clothes strewn about as if tossed by a playful tornado, books stacked precariously like leaning towers of Pisa, and yet, in Goldina's eyes, it was perfect. After all, who could argue with perfection when it was staring back at them? As she preened in front of her mirror, adjusting a single golden curl that dared to defy her, Goldina mused about the day ahead. She had an insatiable appetite for adventure, and an uncanny knack for finding it. Or perhaps it was finding her. Either way, she was never one to let the mundane tether her boundless spirit. Downstairs, the aroma of breakfast, freshly baked bread and sizzling bacon, wafted through the air, wrapping around her like an affectionate embrace. Goldina descended the stairs, each step an announcement, as if the very wood beneath her feet sighed with admiration. Her family, well accustomed to her dramatic entrances, greeted her with knowing smiles. Goldina, of course, took this as her due, for wasn't she the sun around which their little universe revolved? "Good morning, Goldie," her mother chimed, her voice as warm as the toast she buttered. Goldina nodded regally, accepting the greeting as if it were a tribute. As she sat down and surveyed the breakfast table, she couldn't help but feel a twinge of dissatisfaction. The eggs were too runny, the toast too crisp, and the jam, well, let's just say it didn't quite meet her exacting standards. She sighed dramatically, a sigh that could have blown out a candle from across the room. Her father, ever the diplomat, chuckled softly. "Not quite perfect, is it, dear?" Goldina flashed a smile as bright as the morning sun. "Perfection is a rare thing, father," she replied, her voice a melody laced with feigned humility. "But I suppose we must all strive for it, mustn't we?" And so the day began, with Goldina Lockland setting out into the world with her head held high, her golden locks catching the light like a beacon of mischief. Little did she know that this day would unfurl like a storybook with pages yet to be written, promising adventures that would test her gilded confidence, and perhaps, just perhaps, reveal the true hues beneath her golden facade.
Diamond stories where birds ignite. From reports to diaries, our stories take flight. With vocabulary gems and plots so grand, we'll transport you to worlds across every land. Get ready to listen to stories to ignite your imagination.